What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. Now, with this video, we are jumping into X-Men Inferno, issue number 3. And if you haven't been keeping up with this line, go ahead, check out the link in the description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with Inferno. Now, what we have seen so far is Professor X, Magneto, and Moira banding together, using Moira's knowledge from past lives that she has lived because of her mutant ability of reincarnation. They have built the nation of Krakoa. Securing a new mutant age, Moira was hidden away, and Professor X and Magneto have hidden her existence from everyone. But now, with the resurrection of Destiny and the threat she poses to Krakoa, Moira's existence has been revealed to Emma Frost. And so with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up in the early days of Krakoa. When it was first discovered, Professor X had taken Cypher and Warlock down to the island. Now Douglas is very interested on whatever it is X has in mind. Instead of telling him Professor X, he just shows him, illuminating him to everything that they are capable of building. A brand new mutant home for mutant people, created and designed for establishment of a mutant society. This is the beginning of mutant ascendance. Now Cypher, he sees this as extremely ambitious, realizing that he's gonna have to build some kind of interface. The ecosystem here is completely unknown, so all of this is going to be extremely tricky. He may be able to start this up maybe a month, maybe a year if he does it badly. With Professor X throwing him a bag, Cypher is going to be spending quite some time here on Krakoa, and with him and Warlock staring off into the sunset. While Cypher, he really does want to believe in this dream, this mutant kingdom. He wants to believe the idea that mutants can come together and have some kind of future like this. He worries that Professor X has ulterior motives. After years of not being able to trust anyone, not having faith in anything, this hope that he feels, he worries that it could be very dangerous. But having hope that this could actually be a reality, he continues his work. And so picking up a little bit later, we have Warlock and Krakoa, the two of them more or less taking bites out of one another. And what we are seeing is Warlock is expanding by eating the organic material of the island, which is Krakoa itself. Krakoa, in return, are going to feed off the new bits of him. And so we are seeing an exchange between Warlock and the island of Krakoa. And this eventually is going to build into something very big, very important for Cypher. But what this is doing is feeding both Warlock and Krakoa. This is giving Krakoa ample energy for all it needs to do to be able to help build this new mutant society. And 1 month later, we have the resurrection process beginning, with the Kuko girls coming back to life, with 3 now becoming 5, becoming whole again. And so with this process now being completed, Cypher asked Krakoa how he would feel about having 1 million mutants living here. Picking up a month after that, we have the first seeds that are going to lay the foundation of what is going to be mutant society. And all of the ideas that Cypher has had, Krakoa is making a reality. And having enough mutants working here now, Krakoa can passively feed without having to worry about any kind of harm coming to them. Not only that, Krakoa no longer has to go into a period of dormancy, and so not needing to preserve energy for survival, Krakoa is able to create some amazing things. The first of them being a habitat flower. And with this flower being planted, we see it grow. This flower is going to create the new habitats that mutants are going to live inside of. Secondly, they have a field of what they call the gateway flower. Now we know that this is going to be the transportation method for mutant kind to be able to come to Krakoa. And this gateway will only allow mutants to pass through it. And that is what will take us to 2 months ago. And right now, everything is going absolutely fantastic. Krakoa is thriving. The mutant nation is just fully functioning right now. And Cypher right now is so extremely happy to be living here, wants to believe that this place is perfect. Now, there are places here that have some kind of privacy, because there is one flower that grows what essentially can be called a tumor. This tumor, Krakoa has no ears on, cannot hear what is going on, so people can keep secrets. The thing about this is not all secrets can be kept, and that is because of Warlock. Because of Warlock and Krakoa feeding off of one another, Warlock has essentially become a nervous system to all of Krakoa. So while Krakoa may be deaf to what is happening in these tumors, Warlock is not. And so all of their secrets, the secrets that everyone thinks is being kept secret, Cypher knows all of them. And that includes Moira. And Cypher overhears the conversation where Moira says that Destiny needs to be gone forever. And this is when Cypher recognizes that Paradise was too good to be true. And that is what's going to take us to the White Palace. With the Cuckoo Girls outside, they are met by both Mystique and Destiny, with Emma Frost more or less ordering them to come here. The girls try to get a little bit mouthy, but we see a little verbal altercation here. And what really happens is Destiny lets them know their fate. While they try to act as one singular unit, while they put on this facade for all of this time, Destiny knows the true outcome of what is going to happen, letting them know that the truth is, 2 of them, they will find love. 3 will not. 1 will be changed forever, severed from the 5, to be stuck in other world. And 1 of them will never recover from it. And the 2 of them, they go walking hand in hand past the girls, and they are just absolutely baffled, wanting to know which one it is. She could not tell them because, as they say, they are one unit. But this is where the meeting begins. Now, Emma Frost, she doesn't waste any time getting to the point, letting them know that after the council meeting, Eric and Charles both came up to her. They framed it as concern for her not standing with them. And when she arrived, there was a 3rd person waiting. That 3rd person being Moira. Now, they of course believe Moira to be dead. Now, they can't understand how Moira was alive, believing it just not true. Because at the end of the day, resurrection outside of recent exceptions is for mutants and mutants alone. But the thing is, Moira's actually been alive this entire time, working with Charles and Eric in secret. Not only that, she reveals that Moira is in fact a mutant, and this throws Destiny completely off, waking up into a world that's seemingly just upside down. Now, Emma Frost, she is not taking everything that is happening very lightly. She thought that she was really in the confidence of the higher-ups, of Magneto and Charles. But the truth of the matter is that they have been keeping secrets from her. They have been lying to her. The fact that they did not bring her into the fold, it absolutely makes her furious. And Emma Frost shows both Mystique and Destiny everything that she has seen, everything that Xavier had showed her. Now, the vision that they saw was when they killed her, when they set her ablaze. But this was her past life, her other lives, because that is her power. And at any moment, she could erase everything that they have made, everything that they have sacrificed, everything that they have ever loved gone, as if it never was. And she gets to keep doing this over and over until she is satisfied. But Emma Frost really isn't offering any kind of real help. She's going to help direct them, but at the end of the day, just like Charles, just like Eric, she is out here pulling strings. The reality of the situation is she is not choosing sides. She is staying completely out of this fight. She is sticking to herself. She is sticking alone, never willing to join Mystique and Destiny, never willing to join Magneto and Xavier. She is going at it alone like she always has. But that does not mean that she is not going to give them some kind of gift. And that's what takes us to the next day, Moira's apartment in Paris. Now, Moira, she's really just going about her day, doing her day-to-day, goes out into the streets, and this is where she gets surrounded by what appear to be Orcus soldiers, with them grabbing her and throwing her into a vehicle, and she has been captured. And so they are about to get very, very interesting. Now, picking up at the house of M, we are picking up with Eric and Charles, them having a conversation about everything that has happened up to this point, asking if Charles ever gets tired of this, empire building. But really what he is talking about is the little voice at night, the one that whispers in his ears and stills his sleep. And it says that he has seen the future, many of them, and he knows this will never end, that there is no victory to be found, and there will never be peace, because it is us versus them. Now Charles, he doesn't believe this, and Eric, he thinks that this used to be true, but he's not so sure anymore. And Magneto, he says the worst part about this is Charles was able to convince him that he was right, and if they win, things are going to be different. They will be merciful. But he has to ask, even if we do win, what does it matter when we are just 2 million mutants? Though we might think we have control, that might not actually be the case. And especially after how Emma Frost had looked at them, they are going to create some enemies. They are going to create some waves, and it is going to be dangerous for everyone involved. But this is where Charles, he feels something. He feels Moira, with her being in danger, saying that she might die. And her location is Terra Verde, an Orcus node. And so with them jumping into action, we pick up at the Orcus Forge. Right now we have the Omega Sentinel and Nimrod, and the two of them are having a conversation about Omega's past. And right now Orcus is making the mother mold, saying that things might actually be different this time. Not knowing this for certain, what Omega does have is knowledge of history of a different world, because Omega is not from here. Omega is not from now. And so the question arises, where are you from? And she tells Nimrod that she is from mutant hell, and she climbed out a long and perilous journey, because in the future that she is from, this once human host originally achieved full Omega synthetic 2 years from this date. Now that obviously has changed, and that is because they needed to see the birth of Nimrod, early and fit for the coming wars. Omega is here for Nimrod now, before it is too late to prevent what will happen, because Omega is from the future, and the future she is from, the mutants always win. The children of the Vault, post-humanity, they will be emerging soon. They will appear to be dominant, a threat to supplement humanity and mutantdom alike. But fractured and wearing on two fronts, they eventually fall to the champions of Krakoa. Post-humanity appearing to arrive far too early. And that is when Nimrod, he was born the year following that. Lesser than he is now, but still a marvel of marvels. A great machine. But his emergence, the threat of him, it did not go unnoticed by mutant nations. And so his makers sent him back in time to fight mutantdom, to fight it in its infancy. But that Nimrod, it failed. Earth and the entire Sol system, it was lost to both humans and machine. Mutants now ruled everything, and all of their machine hopes, it all rested in the timeless machine gods, Dominions. This was a ploy to save them all, but the mutants, they captured the celestial powers, life and death. And using the Phoenix Blade, the child of the sun, the one who wielded it, destroyed Titan after Titan, Dominion after Dominion, and ended the machine future forever. All except for Omega. Closing her eyes and waking up in the past, we find out that Omega is the one that starts Orcus. She went out and she found the doctor that she needed. She found Devo and gave him the eyes to see everything she has seen. And with him seeing this, it changes his reality, repurposes his mind. He believes. He believes because he has seen what mutant kind will become. He sees the failures of humanity and the machines. Not only that, he also believed that the Doctor had been saved by Omega, and that together they both traveled back in time to change the world, believing that together they built all of this. He is Omega's human whisperer. But in mid-conversation, this is where Nimrod gets an alert. A message from Terra Verde letting them know that they are under mutant attack. They don't know what happened, but they are falling back and that they need help immediately. And so picking up in Terra Verde, we have Magneto and Xavier making their way here, doing everything they can to track down Moira. And as they make their way into the facility, there are people scattered everywhere. Corpses of the dead are filling this entire hall. Recognizing that she must be somewhere deeper inside this facility, the two of them, they make their way through here. As they follow the trail of bodies, they come up to the room that Moira is in. But it appears that Destiny, Mystique, they both got here first. They got here first, and it appears that they killed Moira. Mystique letting her know that she knows that she was hoping that both Eric and Charles were gonna come save the day. But she tells her that no one can save her, especially not them two, because they cannot help themselves. And we see Charles, we see Xavier, they're inside this facility, probably a little bit after both Mystique and Destiny had come and did this deed. But what we see is soldiers teleported in. An whole army, a whole slew of them come in completely armed, ready to do war. But that is not it. Along with these soldiers, we have both Omega and Nimrod. And so things look like they are about to go very, very poorly for our two heroes. And that will be the end of this issue. Man, that cover really does tease that we're gonna see some Nimrod versus Magneto and Charles. But that's not actually what we see. It's complete build-up to that altercation. But really, this is just moving our entire existence of Krakoa forward. Now, really, we don't know what Cypher is going to do with the information he has on hand. What we do know is he is tapped into everything. Emma Frost, she is now a wild card. We don't know what to expect from her, but we can expect that she is the one that gave Mystique and Destiny the information on where Moira might be. But like I have said throughout many of the X-Men lines, what we are seeing is all this house of cards that is built up, all of these secrets, all of these mistakes they have made. With Nimrod out there, we could very possibly see the downfall of all of Krakoa. This mutant experiment could very much come to an end. Not only that, Nimrod has been brought with new information, given the idea that in the future mutants always somehow win. But Omega, now coming to the past, is trying to rectify that, trying to kill mutant kind before they get the opportunity to truly get up on their feet and start running. And now with Omega and Nimrod 100% on the same page, with them now about ready to massacre both Eric and Charles. Now, of course, there's resurrection, so we'll see them come back. But this is going to be a huge blow to them. Not only that, it's going to give Nimrod the opportunity to study them, to be more prepared for the next fight, like we have seen Nimrod do time and time again. So honestly, when it comes to the Inferno line so far, I thoroughly have been enjoying this, because it really does just seem like everything that Eric and Charles have done up to this point is completely backfiring on them. All the secrets they have kept, by not sticking to some kind of code, by not really trying to make a better tomorrow, but by trying to maintain some kind of control, thinking that they are making a better tomorrow, has led to this inevitable outcome. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.